All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of jaw release today, and we're gonna start out by loosening the muscles around this whole jaw area, because of course the muscles of the neck, the back of the neck, and muscles on the skull intertwine into these, into the masseter muscle, which controls the opening and closing of the jaw. So we're gonna loosen some of these surrounding muscles to get going. So you can give yourself a bit of a shoulder massage. Yeah, and it might be a little bit sore. You're not gonna fix anything particular, but you're just at least gonna get a bit of circulation going by just loosening up that area. And at the same time as you're doing this, if you're sitting, you feel your sitting bones in the chair and your breathing coming and going. Because everything goes better with breath, particularly with jaw release. You know, part of our investigation today is if I free my breath, can it help me free my jaw, and vice versa. And then you might come up the sides of your neck. And then I like to do the back of my neck, kind of like how a mom cat picks up a baby cat, but you're going to pick up the back of your neck in your hand and give it a squeeze. Almost like as if you could pick yourself up by the scruff of your neck. And then that might lead you up into a bit of a massage of your skull, which feels nice. And even your temples. There's a big fan muscle here on the side of your head called the temporalis that goes into the jaw hinge as well, so that can be helpful here. And then we're going to get a little bit more specific. We're going to identify where the muscles are when we start to work with the jaw, right? And so this masseter muscle coming down the side of your face from under your cheekbone all the way to the angle point of your jaw. If you put your fingers lightly in front of your ears and close and open your teeth a few times, like shut your teeth quite firmly for a moment, and you might feel that muscle pop out a bit. So this is the muscle that we're going to massage up and forward and down and back. Yeah, so you're just gonna get in there with your fingers. And with the jaw, we always go up and forward and then down and back, so that this down and back motion at the end of the circle opens the bottom jaw. It's like unwinding it. Yeah. All right. And then you're going to do something kind of funny, but you're going to put your fingers actually inside your ears and open and close your mouth a few times. And you probably feel the bony hinge of the jaw joint as it moves. So this is where to put your mind when you're asking the jaw to relax. Yeah. And then you can take your fingers out of your ears. And you're going to see if you can let your jaw hang. Know that your bottom jaw is not attached to your top jaw by anything but muscles and ligament. It's not attached the way that other bones are attached to each other. You know, like on skeletons, if you ever see a skeleton, usually the bottom jaw is wired on those models because it would actually fall off. So if you could imagine that it actually gives its weight to gravity, that you tune into the weight of your lower jaw, because it has weight. You put your mind in that place that you just found when you had your fingers in your ears there, and ask those muscles to soften. As your breath comes and goes, your jaw hangs. Yeah, there might be yawning, which is good. It's healthy if there's yawning. And then you're going to bring your heels up to your jaw, and you're going to smooth your lower jaw down by pressing quite firmly. Yeah. Yeah, and let your hands open your jaw. And it helps to breathe while you do that. And for me, the slower I go and the more I breathe, the better that this goes for me. And you're just pressing into that muscle, releasing, releasing, releasing. It's drawing the jaws open, down, down, down. And then a little detail that you can add to this is when you get to the bottom of that massage stroke, you send your hands backwards so that it sends your lower jaw back. Yeah. All right. And then we're going to play a bit of a game. You let your lower jaw hang. So your mouth is open. It's kind of like this Homer Simpson kind of like duh expression, but your lower jaw is hanging so there's space between your teeth. Your breath is coming in and out through your mouth. Your tongue is lying on the floor of your mouth, and you know that it's as if your tongue is part of bottom jaw, and the roof of your mouth and your soft palate are part of top jaw, and that there's space in between those two places. Yeah. And then you're going to, in a moment, this is quite funny, but you're going to see if it's like you've no muscles at all in the lower jaw. It's just hanging there, and your hands are going to be like an elevator, and they're going to lift your lower jaw up to touch the top jaw, and then you remove them and let them go. So it'll be something like this. Yeah, so your hands give your lower jaw. See if the muscles of the jaw cannot do it, but your hands, in fact, are doing the same. Take them away and they open. Yeah, and you can do that a couple times, a little bit of a game with yourself. And then you see, does this change anything to imagine there's a couple of heavy lead weights hanging off the angle point of your bottom jaw so that when it drops, it might drop a little bit further. All right, and then we're going to take this hands doing the work for us one step further. And this one, I like to think of it almost like my head had kind of like a flip-top lid, or almost kind of like a Pez dispenser. But what you're going to do in a minute is you're going to hold your lower jaw in your hands, and you're going to find out, how can I lift my top jaw off my bottom jaw? And then you use your hands to bring your bottom jaw back up to the top jaw. And then you're going to lift your top jaw off your bottom jaw. And then use your hands to bring the bottom jaw up. And then one more time, so only 3 times, lift your top jaw off your bottom jaw, bring the bottom jaw up. And then we let the bottom jaw fall. Top jaw floats up and over to come and meet it again. Let the bottom jaw fall. And one more time until we're back on the horizon. So you can do it with me. And then you might have found out, what muscles do I have to use in order to lift my top jaw, right? Because usually when we think of moving our jaws, it's really only the bottom one we're thinking of. But in fact, the top jaw does have movement of a kind, and it can help in finding more space in that opening to think of both the top jaw lifting off and the bottom jaw dropping down simultaneously. So now we're going to hold our bottom jaw in our hands. You're going to feed in a sigh of breath only, and then you're going to lightly shake your bottom jaw as you sigh past it. And then you let a breath come in, and you shake down and back to find a little more space, down and back, just being aware that you are loosening those muscles in the jaw hinge. And then you let a breath come in. And one more time on your breath out, you shake, 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 shake. Make sure you really have the bone in your hands and that it's not just the skin around that is shaking. Yeah. And now we've got to add some voice to this. And so to add some voice to this, you're going to imagine that your voice lives in your belly. You're going to sigh some sound as if it could travel along the roof of your mouth, past your jaw and out. And you are going to shake your jaw to prove that you are not using it to make sound, that the jaw has no role in the basic formation of sound. So it'll be something like this. And then semitone. I'll do one more for you here. Right, and once you've done that on a few pitches, maybe going down a few semitones, going up a few semitones, nothing too extreme, we're just staying in the middle of the voice here. Then you want to see how do the vibrations of my voice feel after I've done all that. And so you will sigh a hum onto your lips just to feel some humming vibrations. And see what you've noticed in terms of vibrations flowing through the bones of your face and reverberating on your lips as you do that. So that's it for jaw release today. And as you go through your day, I encourage you to see if you can bring a little bit of more awareness to when you might be holding in your jaw, and if you could feed a little bit more sigh of relief into your breath there, if your jaws could loosen, and what that might do for the way you feel and for the sound of your voice. Thanks, that's it.